His Excellency Charles Savarin, President of the Commonwealth of Dominica and Mrs. Savarin. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of Dominica and Mrs. Skerrit. Honorable Minister of the Cabinet. Ambassador Steve Farrell, Secretary of the Cabinet. Ambassador of Cuba. Permanent Secretaries, my fellow Chinese friends, members of the media, distinguished guests, good evening. Today, we are celebrating the 69th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, as well as celebrating Dominica spared from the ravages of Tropical Storm Kick. First of all, I would like to express my deep thanks and sincere gratitude to Your Excellency, Mr. President Charles Savarin and his wife, Honorable Prime Minister Skerrit and his wife, and a member of the Cabinet and the distinguished guests for joining us in the celebration of the 69th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. It is the first National Day reception I hold since my arrival in Dominica 2016. Because of the limited space, I can only invite the limited guests today. Because the space is not a big space. I'm terribly sorry for cancellation of the reception last year after Hurricane Maria struck Dominica. In history, China was invaded by imperialist countries and became a semi-colonial and semi-federal society. Poverty and social turmoil plagued China for over 100 years. On October 1st, 1949, Chairman Mao Zedong declared the establishment of the People's Republic of China. Since then, China has gone through a historic transformation under the leadership of the Communist Party of China, CPC. During past 69 years, China has achieved huge social and economic development. China has become the second largest quantity of economy in the world, just after the United States. This year marks the 40th anniversary of China's reform and opening up to the world. Over the past 40 years, the annual real GDP growth rate of China keeps 9.3% on average. Thank you. Thank you. The proportion of China's economy value in the world grows from 1.8% in 1978 to 16% in 2017. Thank you. Through reform and opening up, China benefits from international trade. We also contribute a lot to the development of world economy. According to a report published by WTO in April this year, China is one of the key engines of world economy, especially after financial crisis. Today, China is the largest exporter, accounting for about 13% of the world export, and the second largest importer, providing a huge market for global producers. Overall, China is contributing to over 30% of world economic growth. Moreover, the report pointed out that China's reform and opening up also offered a new development path for developing countries around the world. We support the rule-based multilateral trading system with the WTO as its core. We believe in a fair trading system that protects the rights and interests of developing countries and narrows the gap between North and the South. We hope countries with different ideas should settle disputes through negotiations instead of recklessly resorting unilateralism and protectionism. Such proposals go in accordance with the principle of achieving shared growth through discussion and collaboration, as well as the concept of the community of shared future for mankind, both of which are raised by President Xi Jinping and are now major guidelines for China's development and diplomacy. Although China is still a developing country whose per capita GDP ranks about the same as Dominica in 2017, according to World Bank, we will continue to honor our commitment and shoulder our responsibility to construct a better world for all. Ladies and gentlemen, the past year witnessed the sincere friendship between China and Dominica. Every time when natural disasters hit China, I received messages from Honorable Prime Minister expressing his concerns and sympathies. Thank you, Honorable Dr. Skerrit. When Hurricane Maria struck Dominica last year, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang sent the messages to Prime Minister Skerrit, and the Chinese State Councilor and Foreign Minister Wang Yi sent messages to Foreign Minister Barron at the first moment. The Chinese government immediately provided emergency cash aid and roof material aids to Dominica, regardless of the distance. I'm glad to see that under the leadership of His Excellency President Savarin, Honorable Prime Minister Skerrit, and the Labour Party government, Dominica has achieved substantial progress in its reconstruction progress. I'm also very happy to see that China is contributing its part assisting Dominica in its recovery. On infrastructures, York Valley Bridge stood the test of Hurricane Maria and was handed over to the Dominica government in July. Rehabilitation work on West Coast Road is officially resumed in August, and some of the damages have already been fixed. The China Aid re-roofing project carried out by UNDP is concluded and has realized the reconstruction of over 400 roofs for houses, as well as restoration of roofs at 3 schools, 5 clinics, 4 buildings at the Princess Margaret Hospital, and 6 buildings at the Dominica State College. The project of new national hospital has been under constant discussion and reached consensus on many items. We try to build a climate resilient and first-class hospital in Caribbean. The feasibility study on the agriculture science complex building project was completed in July. And the feasibility study on post-hurricane school reconstruction project was included this week. In other areas, the medical experts team is on the island, providing medical service and conducting academic exchanges with local doctors. The agriculture experts team has rebuilt 10 greenhouses and has distributed over 50,000 seedlings to local farmers for free since they returned in May. And I personally hand over 19 vehicles to Dominican government in April for various kinds of use. Moreover, some 60 nurses and mechanicians were trained in China through bilateral courses focusing on the urgent needs of Dominica. 10 Dominican students received the Chinese government scholarship this year, and thank you, and now pursuing higher education at the key universities in China. Steady progress has been made in all China aid projects after Hurricane Maria. The Chinese Navy hospital ship Peace Ark will visit the Dominic from October 12th to 19th and provide comprehensive medical services here. I would like to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency President Savarin, Honorable Prime Minister, as well as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of National Security, Ministry of Health, the Customs, the Ports, and other departments for your previous support for the preparation of the visit. Although this country is still under recovery after Hurricane Maria, the conditions are not allowed by visit of a huge ship. You overcome many difficulties to receive this ship. I personally deeply moved and express my high appreciation for that. Bilaterally, China and Dominic care about each other. In the international community, China and Dominic work hand in hand to safeguard the rights and interests of developing countries. Fruitful results have been achieved on topics including climate change, UN Security Council reform, regional cooperation, global governance, etc. Honorable Foreign Minister Barron attended the second China-CELAC ministerial meeting. Dominic is playing an important role in the cooperation between China and the Caribbean, as well as between China and Latin America. Ladies and gentlemen, 2018 is a special year for both China and Dominic, because this year, Dominic also marks the 40th anniversary of the independence. While China celebrates the 96th anniversary of its independence and the 40th anniversary of reform and opening up, Dominica will celebrate the 40th anniversary of independence. While China endeavors towards its dream of renovation, Dominican people spare no efforts building a first climate resilient country in the world. As both of our countries open a new chapter of development, China-Dominic relationship enters a new era. We will stand closer in solidarity with each other, strengthen our relations, deepening cooperation in all areas, and enhance mutual understanding. As a good friend, China will continue to support the social and economic development of Dominic. It is my firm belief that the Dominican people will no doubt overcome the disaster and build the country better and better. It is my firm belief that with our joint effort, we can achieve common prosperity and build a better world. Finally, I would like to propose a toast to the prosperity of the People's Republic of China and the Commonwealth of Dominic, to China-Dominic friendship, to the health of all. Cheers. Cheers, all my friends. Cheers. Yeah.
Any good news? We need more? I hope so. Next, please let us invite the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, to give his remarks.
Thank you very much. Let me, first of all, recognize in our presence our President, His Excellency Charles Savarin and Mr. Savarin. Also, let me recognize the presence of the Honorable Reginald Austri, the Deputy Prime Minister. Also, my wife, Nalisa. His Excellency Ambassador Lucan, the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Dominica. My cabinet colleagues, Secretary of the Cabinet, Ambassador C. Farrell, our dear friend, the Ambassador of Cuba. Ladies and gentlemen, friends all, good evening. I first want, on behalf of the government and people of Dominica, to extend our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to the People's Republic of China on its 69th anniversary of the founding of the great nation of the People's Republic of China. I believe, Your Excellency, China has a great story to tell and a great experience to share with the rest of the world. Here it is, a country that was subjected to colonialism and imperialism for many decades, suffered immensely at the hands of the colonial powers. But deep within them, they had a determination to survive and to succeed. And in just 69 years, China has developed itself as a nation. It has brought great prosperity to its country, but has also shared that prosperity with many countries around the world, even countries that have better economies, that had better economies than China. You know, the second largest economy in the world. And this was brought about in large measure by your hard work, your determination, and commitment to country. Your Excellency, I want to say to you and to your people, and please convey to the great leadership of the People's Republic of China, that Dominica will always stand as a friend to the People's Republic of China and our firm commitment to the One China policy. You have been a friend to Dominica, not only in good times, but more so in difficult times. We have always been able to rely on the friendship and the solidarity of China during our most difficult periods. And for this, the people of Dominica will be eternally grateful to China. I will also say to you and to our friends here present that Dominica and this government, which I have the honor to lead, is pleased with the relationship between Dominica and China. We could not ask for a stronger ally in the People's Republic of China. You have been a true friend to Dominica. And our commitment to the One China policy is based largely and solely on a principled position, our respect for international law, and our firm belief that there is but one China. And as always, Dominica stands ready to assist wherever it can for the peaceful reunification of the whole of China. I want to say to our friends here that after the Hurricane Maria, China has made tremendous contributions to our recovery and also to our rebuilding efforts. You were able to provide us with tons of food supplies and medicine supplies. You also provided us with resources through the UNDP to procure roofing material, which has benefited many of our citizens, thousands of our citizens. And your commitment to education, where China has committed to build 5 schools, 5 primary and 1 secondary school in Dominica. And just over the last 10 days, there was a delegation here in Dominica from China to advance these projects. In respect to the hospital, we believe in earnest that we can see a resumption of work on the hospital in the next few weeks. And I want to thank His Excellency the Ambassador and his staff at the embassy for working with us patiently as we went through the process of reviewing a few areas of the design. And we had a meeting yesterday, and there was agreement on certain very important changes, and we're very, very grateful to the government of China for this consideration. On the international scene, China has always been a friend, an ally of small island states like Dominica. China has used its presence in the G7 and many other international fora to advance the causes and the concerns of small island states like Dominica, especially with regards to climate change. China has taken its leadership very seriously, its contribution to reducing the emission of carbon gases, but more so assisting nations like Dominica to build greater resilience from the effects of climate change, a responsibility which we have asked the rest of the world to shoulder. But China is showing a great commitment to assisting us in this effort. And Excellency, on behalf of all small island states, not only Dominica, all small island states, we say a heartfelt thank you to the government of China for this commitment to champion the cause of small island states. And we shall continue to work with you at the United Nations through a process of the reform at the United Nations. We believe the position held by China is the right position and the correct position to pursue if we're to truly achieve reform at the United Nations. So, Excellency, we are here not as two nations, but as friends. We're here because you can rely on us, and we can rely on you. So please convey to the leadership and to the people of China that in Dominica, it has a true and sincere friend. And in the leadership of Dominica, you can rest assured that you have a true ally who will proclaim publicly and privately his commitment to the One China policy and for his respect to international law. I wish to propose a toast to the good health of the leadership of China and Dominica and to the profound relationship between our two countries. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you.